What's up, Wavy Gang? Back with another video, and today, as saw by the title, I will be talking about George Floyd and just world issues in general, because I feel like as a black American, a black gay American that really has to go through struggles in this world, I feel like it is important to touch base on this topic because I have a perspective on it that really a lot of people don't have on it, and I really just want to share it with you guys, so that's what I'll be doing today. Also, that you guys saw by the title, it is a mukbang. I ordered some food. It's not some Go Puff this time. I actually ordered some real food. Sure did. I ordered from this place called Woo Ya. I don't know. That's what it said. It's a place I never tried before. It has burgers and fries. I'm gonna taste it. I'm gonna also leave a review, and I'm gonna, if they're good, I'll leave their link down in the description down below, as with all my other social medias, if you ever want to contact me, because I respond to all my fans. And let's just get right into these world problems. So, what I ordered from here is I ordered some fries and a burger. Okay, this is the burger. It looks really good, actually. It looks really good. So we're gonna dive into that. Let's pull my table back a little bit. Let's pull it back a little bit. And I also ordered some fries. These look good. I'm definitely going to be jumping into all this. What's this? 2 fries. All these places, they add extra food. That's why it was $22. I got some napkins. I have no bath. Oh, let me go to my fridge. Okay, so I got my drink, and I also got some barbecue sauce from downstairs. But let's just jump right into the real problem. If you guys are not aware of who George Floyd is the black American that was nailed on his neck and he died, and he had to struggle for air for 7 minutes. And it's because the store clerk thought he forged his signature, and they called the cops, and unfortunately he passed away. That's who George Floyd is, and as you know, what's going around the world, there's a lot of protests and a lot of things standing for black rights, and what happened to him was horrible and tragic. And I'm just so hurt as a black American, because nothing should happen like that to anybody. But as you guys know, there's a lot of protests going on and stuff for him, and I'm really happy that's going on, because it's bringing notice to things like this can't happen. So these protests turn into riots, and as you guys know, I'm pretty sure you guys know, but if you do not, in Minnesota, there was Targets and the store Target and other stores were burned down to the floor during these riots. I heard a lot of rumors saying it was undercover police that started this vandalism, but I don't know for sure, so I don't know. Also, before the stores were burned, there was looting and a whole bunch of stuff. People were taking things that weren't theirs, and they were just stealing, which is like, I don't know why, but that's what all happened with the protests, and they're still going on right now as I speak. Now let's get into what I think about these situations. Okay. What I think about this situation is, I think the protests and stuff are a really great idea, and even though the fires were dramatic, I think they were a very great idea, because it's going to set a moment in history that our kids, the next generation, can learn from. And it's really going to show that our kids, like, no matter if you are being oppressed, do what's right and do what you need to do to get what you want. And that's really going to educate our kids and inspire them in a lot of ways. And I think it was a great idea. That burger is good. So I think that was a good idea. To the looting and stealing, I think that was extra. If you can go to a store and take something that's not yours, I understand that you were being refused milk and stuff because the police were tear gassing the people that were getting too close and shooting them with rubber bullets. I understand all that. If you were being refused water and necessities that you need to continue the protest, you steal that shit. You take it, because at the end of the day, Nobody's gonna do it for you. And you need to do what's right for George Floyd. But looking at the Target, it was empty. Why is Target empty? You guys were refused milk. You guys weren't refused TVs and stuff or shopping. That makes me so mad because it's like, if you could take something that's not yours for a protest that is about a man that had to sit there and choke on his own air, that's ridiculous. Because then you guys are saying that, oh, it's for George Floyd. It's not for George Floyd. You just want a new flat screen TV. And that just makes me so mad because that's greed. You're sitting here committing federal crimes and hiding them behind a man that died for injustice because he's black? Are you serious? That is disgusting. You guys are all mad at the cop for killing George Floyd. I am very upset with the cop, and I hope he goes to jail or get the death penalty. But the person I'm the most mad at is the store clerk. I don't understand how just because the color of our skin, you can think that we don't have money. You thinking that he forged his signature or forged someone's signature, and you know how the world is today and you had to call the cops, and now you already know that his life is going to be at danger because you know the way they are going to look at him is ridiculous. And I'm the most mad at the clerk. There's cops defending that cop's home because you couldn't trust a black man, because that store clerk sat there and gave into those stereotypes that people give on black people, and you just had to call the cops. That is utterly disgusting. And they sure thought that us as a black community, we're just gonna sit down and sit like we always do with our tails tucked. We're not. This time we are protesting, and I think it's a great idea, and I'm very proud of everybody that actually sat there on the front lines and took that tear gas, put milk in their eyes, and continued to persist. I love you and I applaud you and I see you. Everybody that sat there and took from those stores and took flat screen TVs and everything and took things that was not needed for the protest, that just shows you are greedy and you were not there for the right intentions. You were just there for your own benefit, and that disgusts me. And it's not like that was the only looting that happened. There was multiple protests, and I see people breaking banks and breaking into clothes shops and stealing clothes and running out with them. What is clothes benefiting him? How is that benefiting him? There was protests that there wasn't tear gas involved, and you guys are still breaking into places when you aren't refused anything. You guys were doing it correctly. Rioting, protesting, using violence this time, setting the fires. I understand that. That's great. Now you guys are actually giving into the stereotypes that white Americans are giving us. You sitting there stealing when you don't need to, or you're stealing things that you don't need, is ridiculous. Like when a homeless person steals food from a store, I'm not gonna get mad at them because I understand that they don't have it and they need it. They need food. You steal the milk, you steal the water, you steal markers or boards that you could write words on it. You steal necessities that you need to continue this protest. Not TVs and clothes and games and toys. You don't steal that stuff. That's not what you guys were there for, and that just shows your intentions from the jump were not real. That's greed. That's one of the 7 deadly sins in the Bible, and with all this stuff going on in the world, and it's really based off the Bible, people are really starting to realize that God is real, and then you guys are sitting here still sinning. If you guys don't know the sins, these are the 7 deadly sins. Greed is one of them. And you stealing without having an actual purpose and just stealing for your own benefit so you can have a 72-inch flat screen TV in your room is just disappointing and disgusting. Everyone that was actually there to support George Floyd, I applaud you and I love you so much. I just want to cry because it's like, why are you guys stealing when you don't need to? You have no reason to. You guys are doing it because you guys are greedy. And that's what hurts me. And I don't really be on NBC News, or I check the news every once and then, but I don't check it all the time because some of their information be false and they want to whitewash us, and I really don't really give into that stuff. TikTok has really been main source for me, because it's like they show a lot of great stuff, because TikTok isn't what it was last year. It wasn't about black empowerment. It was just white people on the For You page, white people on the For You page, you know. But now it's a lot of black people, and my algorithm is so fixed on George Floyd, and I love it. And I'm seeing so much actual information and addresses and stuff that are really giving me a lot of knowledge, and it's just so realistic, and I'm really getting a great mindset on it. You guys know me, I am about all lives matter, and all lives in general, dogs, everybody, LGBTQ, white, black, yellow, green, I don't care what you are, all lives matter to me. But all lives do not matter, unfortunately, until black lives matter. Because at the end of the day, white lives matter. No matter how much white people want to deny it, saying, you know, oh, you guys, we are oppressed, you know, you guys do make fun of us, calling us crackers. Cracker is not being oppressed, like 400 years of slavery and having to being scared for our lives, not knowing if we're going to get hit by a whip. That's being oppressed. You guys for years are superior than us, and still are superior than us, even though, you know, we have gained rights. You still are superior than us, no matter if you want to think so or not. Because at the end of the day that comes that black people can walk down the street and feel safe, that's when black lives will matter. Until then, you guys will always be superior, no matter what, if anybody likes it or not. And it just makes me mad, because it's like, I don't understand how another race can be superior when, I don't understand how another race can be superior if you were built off the backs of us. I'm not saying blacks are more better than whites, but we built the world that they can live in. Christopher Columbus coming to the United States, taking it away from the Native Americans that are people of color, and turning all that into we built this. Black people sat there and struggled in those fields and picked that cotton for your shirts. We built those houses. We did a lot of stuff for us to be treated this poorly and feel like you are superior when you absolutely did nothing. You made the iPhone. People are racist to all types of races. How can you be a racist to a Chinese person when the shirt that you're wearing is from China? It's so ridiculous how people's minds are so closed, and they really don't see the true factor of everything. But what I will say, no matter how much we want to admit it, white people need people of color, and people of color need white people. Because at the end of the day, we all want equality. Well, us black Americans want equality, but we cannot do it without white Americans. Unfortunately, there are too little black people in America, in the world in general. There's only about 30, 40, 50 million, and there's hundreds of millions of white people. And we can't do it without them. There's no way we can rebel and win with that many white people. And it's just physically impossible. Yes, we can fight as hard as we want and as hard as we can, but what we really need to remember about slavery, instead of being oppressed and stuff, and I understand that because I'm a black American and I hate, and I will always use that as in a defense, but what we need to remember is that when Harriet Tubman was helping the slaves run away, she couldn't have done it without the abolitionists. The white Americans that helped us get across and risk their lives. So I understand. Some white people are bad, and they really do have bad intentions, but that's not all white people. Our generation is so much more educated than our parents' generations and our grandparents' generations. They were just so close-minded, but now our generation is so open-minded to new races and actually bringing each other together. If you think about it, guys, black excellence, the way our minds work and how strong and powerful we are at making protests, and we're just so organized, and white intelligence with the schooling that they have, and they're just awesome minds, and you put that together, black excellence and white intelligence, and if you put that together, America would be actually superior, and no country can beat us. And imagine if just the world was like that. We would all be unstoppable, and we would just unite, and there would be so many good things, outcomes that can come to this. Black astronauts, everything. You guys we can discover so many things at a faster rate. Discovering the ocean. Only like 5 or 6% of the ocean is discovered. black excellence and white intelligence, if you put that together, you guys can discover 30%. Joining together can create so many opportunities, but it's the closed-minded people that are not willing to open up to that that's really setting America back. And for President Trump, what I think on behalf of him, this upsets me so much because I saw a post on TikTok, like I said, in his tweets. These are the two tweets, and I'm going to explain them. This is the first tweet. He was just saying, you know, how the white people were protesting during a pandemic about they want to go out, they're going insane, and these are very good people, but they were protesting with guns and being very violent to the cops. And this is what Trump had to say. Now, on the behalf of this tweet, with us black Americans defending our rights and trying to not let things like that happened to George Floyd again, he calls us thugs. We're nothing. That's what we are to you when we weren't violent until the cops actually started being violent to us because we want what's right. I'm not saying don't vote for Trump. You do what you please. Because I was on Trump's side from when he first was elected. I thought he was a good president, but then the way he's handling things now is just not acceptable. There's countries and cities that are actually able to go outside and they're just social distancing, and they are actually doing good. We are behind. We are 3 to 4 months in quarantine for what? A teen killed herself for being in quarantine too long because our president is not taking action fast enough. And he thinks it's just gonna all magically disappear. I also saw on TikTok, there's gonna be this happening on June 1st to LGBTQ plus community. As you guys know, Pride Month is June. And people want to take that away from us and take our rights away from us. And there's people on TikTok saying, oh, gay people go private, you know, they can find and kidnap you and stuff. Just how hard these black people are fighting for their rights. Us LGBTQ plus community, we can fight for our rights the same exact way. I will not be going private on any of my social medias. I have cameras and stuff around my house, motion sensors, all that. I will be okay. I hope so. I will not sit here and let a lowlife that sit here and wants to pick and choose which sins they want to follow from the Bible because they're homophobic when I bet they're cursing or having sex before marriage. I will not let somebody like that sit here and judge me and take away everything I worked so hard for to become the person that I am. I'm sorry, I just can't let it happen. These people nowadays, they're just so close-minded and are not willing to open themselves up to new possibilities when these possibilities could be life-changing. There's so many great things that this world can be if we unite. But we cannot unite with stepping backwards. Support Black lives. Support LGBTQ. A perfect analogy that I heard. If I had a heart attack the same time that you broke your arm, and there's medical attention there, I will get it first because one is more severe than the other. Yes, it's not saying that our pain is not the same pain, but one needs to be taken care of more. White lives matter. Why do you guys want more from us? Why do you guys want more to take away from us? You guys had so much for so many decades and years, and we want it now? 2020, after 400 years of slavery, we want it now? We could have had it back then, but we couldn't. We tried, but we couldn't, and we want it now, and you guys still won't give it to us? I don't understand what's the issue. You guys really making yourself feel more superior and putting other black people down, that makes kids not feel comfortable in their own skin. And that really sends kids into a depressive state, because it's like, If they can't feel comfortable in their own skin, then what's the point of living? Because at the end of the day, it's not like I could just get in the shower and wipe it off and be white. They have to live with that for the rest of their life. And if there's not kids like me that are thick-skinned and could take that and turn it into positivity like I am doing now, right this second, then they would kill themselves. There's so many issues now in this world that can be fixed so easily. At the end of the day, homosexuality, that's my choice, or that's the LGBTQ plus community's choice. Not even just homosexuality, but that's the sin that's in the Bible. That can be fixed with just loving everybody, because in the Bible, God wants everyone to love everyone. And you not following his rules, just like I'm not following his rules, just makes you as bad as mine, because no sin is better than any other sin. They're all sins. But what God has said in the Bible, that in the same exact verse, that's what's happening today with the crops dying and pandemic spreading, he said, repent your sins. As long as you build a strong connection with God and you acknowledge your sins and you apologize for them, he will forgive you, because at the end they were all his children. That could be fixed so easily. Why are you being homophobic? And stop using God as an excuse, because he said love everyone. You let him punish the people that are homosexuals. Like he's not gonna punish us, because he would have never made us this way. It's not a choice, it's a feeling. Racism. There's just like God said love everyone. Why do you have to feel like you're more superior than another race when we all bleed the same blood? If you shoot me, I might die. If I shoot you, you might die. What's the difference? Because I'm a darker shade? What's the point of saying the N-word? Because you know we hate when you say it. But you say it so we can retaliate, and then we can fit in that stereotype that you guys stereotype us in. That's what you guys want from us. And these Black Americans are giving into that stereotype. That's why I don't care when somebody calls me a nigga that's white, because at the end of the day, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to laugh. Because me giving into that gives them what they want. It gives them power. And I'm more intelligent than that. I'm more strong-minded. I will sit there and take that. You can call me a nigga. You can call me a nigger. You can call me what the fuck you want in my face, but at the end of the day, I will not give in, because I am a strong Black American. If I was at that George Floyd protest, which I wish I was, Target would not be my main source of getting something. Earning it yourself, working hard for your money, and buying things is better than stealing at a person's funeral, basically, that you guys are supposed to be protesting for your own benefit. That's ridiculous. Everyone is at fault. No matter how many people want to admit it, everyone is at fault. The homophobics, Black people, white people, everyone is at fault. White people are at fault a little bit more, because some white people do feel like they are superior than us, but Black people, you're stealing and doing all that when you're supposed to actually be fighting for rights. That's greed. And that's a sin. And homophobics, you're disrespecting God by sitting there not loving everyone. So on June 1st, when all this is supposed to be happening, when you guys are supposed to be cyberbullying us and trying to put us back in the closet, once you come out, you can't go back in. You can't hide your true feelings. That's not how that works. And I will continue to fight for what's right. Yes, I'm 15, but I'm beyond my generation, because I can see the future for real. Our generation now, Gen Z, is so open-minded and less close-minded, and there's so many, and I'm grateful because there's so many more white people that are really joining forces with Black people, and that is the best thing that I can see. Obviously, there are still a little wanderers that are still kind of racist, but we're getting there. Our kids are gonna get there, because we are really doing good and really bringing communities together. And it was so nice to see at his protest the white people, Muslims, it's not a race, but Muslims, Chinese, black people. It was just a whole bunch of races really united in one place. Really did it for me. I was like, wow, that's just so fantastic, because it really shows that joined forces really does a lot. And we are the talk of the world. George Floyd, he died, yes, and it's tragic, and I send my condolences to his family. But God doesn't take anyone away from this earth if it's not needed. He took George from this earth to really set a footprint in this world. That did it for everyone. And George, I know you can hear me. Thank you. Your death was tragic, but it's life-changing. You are going to be the reason that this world changes. You sitting there suffering for those 7 minutes, which is so heartbreaking, is the best thing that can happen to this world, because you are a strong individual and you took it, and you are flying high right now. And I bet you're looking over this world like I did this, and I'm very proud of you, George, for fighting every single second on that floor. And for the store clerk, you need to pray so much. And the cop, you guys both are equal at fault. But the store clerk, I'm so much more mad at, because it's just like the stereotype that we have you gave into. You really stereotyped us and you ended a man's life. But all I can say is thank you, because you're going to be more mad with us thriving and us black Americans doing good than you killing that poor black man. So yes, I hope you rot in jail, but thank you. What I think also about this coronavirus, I think it's real. I think it is. But I don't really think it's as bad as it seems. Why I think this is because this was the time that I did watch NBC News. I don't think it's as bad as it seems, because, people are dying and stuff. I understand that. So condolences to the people's families that couldn't have funerals and stuff. I'm sorry for that. But why I think this is all just the government's game is because now I was watching NBC News, and they said the only way that we can get out of this quarantine fast enough so they can track where is that if Apple puts in this new tracking system so they can track where we were and who we came in contact with. That's what they want. They want to have control over us, and I definitely won't give into that. Giving up my privacy and you're looking through my screen and having access to my personal files, definitely not. I definitely will not let that happen. Because imagine how much power that would give white Americans. Uprising black people that are getting known and getting clout and getting famous. Imagine having personal pictures inside your phone and they get leaked. And they just get leaked mysteriously. That would end your career. Not end, but that would give you less opportunities when you're trying to go for a record label or something. Or if you're doing music, or go for a job and they see that. That's ruining. So I would not give into that. And that's why I think the coronavirus is just like so much less than we think it is. Obviously, I've been in quarantine for 4 months, and I'm really just trying to stay away, just in case if it is real and that severe, because I don't want my mom to catch it. But my mom works in the medical field, and she is taking care of people with the coronavirus, so I understand that. And she hasn't got sick, and I hope she does not. Thank God. And but I don't really think it's as real as they're making it seem, And it's just like, if Trump is not really taking that many precautions to sit here and keep himself safe or keep America safe, then I just really don't think it's that bad. Or if it is that bad, I don't know. It all seems like a game to me. It all seems like their game. They just want to have so much control over us. And I don't know. We just need to stay strong. What I'm saying about this is we need to stay strong, and we need to unite. Because at the end of the day, the government is getting a lot of power, and the only way we could beat it is with black excellence and white intelligence put together. And this world will be superior. Those closed-minded people, just give in. Love everyone. Live every second of your life with people of color. Just mix, join. It'll be the best thing that happens to this world, and people need to really give into it. But that's really what I think about all this situation. I will say, this food, I definitely recommend it. That burger was so, and the bacon's so like, oh my god, it's so fresh. It's just fantastic. So I would definitely recommend this. I'll put their link down in the description down below if you want to go check them out, because it's good and their fries are really good. It's seasoned and everything. Their home fries was really good. But rest easy, George Floyd, and I see you, I love you, and I want real justice for you, and not people that are just stealing and using your name to get away with crimes. My social medias will be linked down in the description down below. As always, if you want to contact me, because I respond to all my fans. Thank you guys so much for watching.